it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Indeed, it is the Buckeye Show. Boy, I'm excited to be here tonight. It's a great Thursday. I'm Tito. To my right, T-Pain, Ty Pac, Tyvis Powell. On the other side of glass, Bodie, my very, very good friend Dylan over there as well. Thanks much for joining us here on this Thursday. T-Pain, how are you tonight? Other than full from the pizza.
Yeah, you ever do something and then regret it?
Oh, God. Do you know who you're talking to here? It's rare if I do something and don't regret it.
I regret it. Like, the pizza was good, but, like, I shouldn't have did that. Like, everybody knows that I'm dedicated to trying to lose this weight. And
Wait. You are dedicated to talking about losing the weight. You are not dedicated to losing the weight.
Tito, I'm doing this new thing.
What do you do? Let's hear it.
This is different.
Okay, what is it?
Not workout wise. Okay, so I got a friend that's trying to walk me through how to lose weight, and he was
jog you through it.
He was saying that he said my problem is that I'm eating dinner either too late or I'm eating too much for dinner. Okay. He said technically you should eat a big breakfast and you should eat a big lunch, and then your dinner should only be big enough to fit in both hands. So, like, if you put two hands together like this,
right,
this is how much food you should eat for dinner. That's
okay.
it. Obviously, that's probably not the case that I'm doing right now. So that's one.
Okay.
And then I need to go more on walks and stuff. I need to eat dinner earlier and then, like, go on a walk afterwards. So I say all that to say that's supposed to be starting, right?
When was it supposed to start?
Well, I've been doing walks and stuff, and I worked out yesterday. I didn't work out today because I've been extremely busy. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say this pizza thing set me back because I'm not checking the scale no more. Usually I get up in the morning.
They say don't check the scale, yes.
I'm not checking the scale for 2 weweeks.
For 2 weeks, you're not going to check it.
And now I regret eating this pizza. Although it was really good, I regret it.
It's probably a good thing you're not checking the scale for eating the pizza. It's probably a good thing. I
got to do some sit-ups or something. I'm going to do some sit-ups in the break.
Now, don't you have access, like, to the Woody anytime you go in there and work out? You can probably go in there and work out.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Okay, so Body by Marathi is still there.
But that Tito, that's a different type of workout.
You could still go to them and just say, look.
That's a different type of workout. Like, first of all, I think I got enough self-discipline that I can do it on my own. Wait. Do it on my own. But when they do it, like, they go too far. They go too far.
Maybe that's what you should do, though, Tyvis.
No.
Go too far.
No, I don't want no, because no.
Tyvis, I want you to be in the shape where if they ask you to put the pads on to practice, you could do it.
I mean, I could do that now.
But it'd be a different size pads than you had last time, though.
That's not necessarily true because, so I gained a couple pounds, but I'm still the same.
I'm just saying, I love you, Tyvis.
People look at me and they look at me and say, you 250?
You're beautiful, okay? But don't go the Zeke crop top if you get on the field there.
Yeah, that's, naturally.
I'm just saying,
that might just happen naturally. They say that when you
get, medium.
I'm noticing some of my shirts is getting a little tight, so. That's a sign. No, I can't afford to buy a whole new wardrobe, so I'd rather just lose the weight.
See, that's the thing where, like, what I did, because I used to weigh 308 pounds. I was a big boy.
You weighed 300?
Yeah, I weighed 308, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you saw that on the scale, what did you say to yourself?
Less than 310. That's where I start to panic. Now, I am down right now to a more reasonable but still fat 234 this morning.
You 234?
Yeah, I'm 234 now.
You lost that much weight?
Well, it took a lot. I mean,
what did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Got served divorce papers. No.
So you stressed?
No, I did. No, I actually just I did start walking more, and I've done it inconsistently, but the weight kind of fluctuated a little bit. But this is the lightest I've been in probably 15 years, I'm guessing. 234.
Do you feel better?
Oh, I feel so much better. Yeah, I feel so much better. Yeah. I'm sitting here drinking this strawberry veggie shake in front of you, smoothie or whatever it is.
Look at you. You going on a liquid diet?
I'm not going on a liquid diet, no, but I am certainly cutting back on things. But yeah, so and by the way, that first segment there sponsored by Fat Guys, Tito and Tyvis. But anyway, big show lined up tonight. We got Kevin McGuff coming up here pretty soon. Talk about the Ohio State women's basketball program. They've made some changes to the roster, a couple of losses, a couple of additions, and whatnot. We'll talk to him about that. Also, the Ohio State women's Big Ten basketball list of opponents, I guess we would say, came out. Also, there's a school out there that's spending a lot of money on their roster for the upcoming football season. Big Ben offered some advice to a current quarterback, the current Steelers quarterback, former Buckeye quarterback. That's all the hints I'm giving you, though. You should know it by now. We do have the College Football Pulse. We will talk also about the CBS Sports Classic. There's a change in that this season. We're going to do all that today. We also wrap things up with hashtag Buckeyes. Typically, Tyvis, you and I, and I'm just going to peek behind the curtain here, typically you and I do not come up with the hashtag Buckeye until the very end of the show.
Yes.
And then we scramble in that last break. I'm telling you right now, as part of the new Tito 3.0, whatever.
You got one?
I've got one already. I put it on the show sheet so you can't steal it. And it's a pretty good one. It's timely.
So do I even need to get one?
Yeah, you still have to get one, yeah. Because,
why? We could just discuss yours.
No, because we're okay, I see what you're saying. So on the field, you would say, hey, you got that guy? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to take the play off, right?
That happens sometimes.
You would do that?
No, but that happens sometimes.
That's what you're doing right here, though.
If I know the guy got him, like, I'm going to just jog over there and I know he got him. Just in case. I jog over there just in case.
That was rough what Rusty said in the chat.
Oh, don't
Does
understand.
having you and Cardale both in the Tesla kill the range of the battery?
Yeah, that's not true. Because
that is
first of all,
hard.
I'll have Rusty know we didn't take the Tesla today.
So it might be you don't know that.
We was in the truck, so therefore I would know.
Okay, all right, I'm just saying. I thought that was a bit harsh early on in the show here. Bodie, how are you today, my friend?
Tito, I am fantastic.
You excited about mornings?
Excited to be with that guy right there. Absolutely. Excited for the alarm clock. TBD.
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle.
Which is probably a no, frankly.
After about the first week, your body get used to it.
A week?
I think about a week.
I've been left out, by the way, of all this. Because all these people are ending shows and talking about it on the air and, getting all the flowers from all the people who've listened to them for years and stuff like that. And I don't get a chance to do anything like that. Not that I want to lose a show, but I'm just saying it feels like I'm kind of on the
outside,
though, on this one.
I'm on the outside.
We can do it tonight. And tomorrow.
I'm right there with you.
And you're on the Buckeye Show
Wait a minute.
a couple days next week, too.
I'm right there with you. What are you talking about?
You're different. You're different.
Why? Because I'm new?
People?
Yeah. What do you mean, you people? I'm going to say it, Bodie. There we go. Let's just suspend Tito before he starts the morning juice coming up here on May 12th with Bobby Carpenter. Catch that on HD3, 10 TV Plus, and on the app and on YouTube. How's that for a plug? All right, coming up next, Kevin McGuff's going to join us, Ohio State women's basketball coach. Get caught up with what's going on with that squad next. This is the Buckeye Show, 97.1 on the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers, we're improving lives, we're reimagining healthcare.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
They're trained. They're fired up. Let's do it. When you need heat, they can't be beat. They're Ohio State's undefeated heating and cooling team. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies, some showers, and a few leftover thunderstorms on this Thursday. Temperatures running around 70 degrees. It will be breezy overnight. A couple of showers possible, but mild by Friday morning, down to around 60. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms, mainly mid-afternoon on Friday, with high temperatures back in the mid-70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
A show that knows its enemy.
They hate us, we hate them. That's the way it's got to be.
It's Michigan, obviously. I even hate them, and I'm the impartial voice guy. Yuck. Back to the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
It's the Buckeye Show. By the way, in the chat there, Nick said, not mentioning the Buckeye lacrosse, moving to 13-2 in the season, advancing the Big Ten championship game this afternoon is something. And I mentioned to him, that's my hashtag Buckeye. I got a little note about that, so hang on, Nick, for the final segment of the program. We will talk about that then. But now we're going to talk Ohio State women's hoops. Head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, joined by Ohio State head coach Kevin McGuff. Kevin, have you rested at all this offseason? Pause for effect. We go. There. Sorry, now we got you. Sorry, we didn't have you on there before. Okay, have you rested at all this season? Off season?
No, not at all. But you know, that's just the nature of where we're at in college athletics these days. And, you know, the season brings, obviously, a set of challenges with games and a lot of preparation and just a lot more pressure. But we're just as busy in the offseason now as we are during the season.
Coach,
go ahead. Tyvis, go ahead.
Coach, with all the change on the roster, you know, you got players that's coming in, players that's going out every year. Like, how do you build chemistry with this team?
Yeah, it's kind of like working at the fan with all the change going on. I got to ask you guys how you do it. Every day I turn it on, there's a new show, and everybody's moving around. I can't keep up. So
it's a big job. It's a big-time job.
Yeah. But no, you know, it's funny. It's funny you say that because we had a quick meeting the other day about, you know, what we want to accomplish this summer. And in years past, in the summer, we would almost solely focus on just individual development, skill development, stuff like that. But we do a lot more team stuff now in the summer just because you have so many more new people and new faces, and you have people that might only be here for 1 year, like, they come in with 1 year of eligibility. So we start the process of, developing chemistry and kind of laying the fundamentals of the offense and the defense as early as this summer.
Kevin, I can't keep track of all the rules, but are you allowed to talk about the incoming transfers yet or not?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're still kind of working through that to get the roster finalized. I think we're close, but we're not there yet.
That's fine. Okay, then we'll skip that part then. But Kevin, when Cody McMahon departed, I'm curious if you can tell us any about the conversation that may have happened between you and her. How did that come about, and were you surprised by that?
Yeah, no, I mean, we still have a really good relationship. Even the day after she went in the portal, she sat in my office for 25 minutes, and we just talked about a lot of stuff and what the right fit may be for her the next time around, which she ultimately ended up at Ole Miss. And, I just think that, she kind of felt like she needed a fresh start and something different for her last year. And, I think this will be good for her. I think she got a chance to be, in a different system and a different way of doing things, and just a different opportunity to put herself in front of WNBA GMs and coaches so they can evaluate her a little bit differently.
Coach, obviously last year didn't finish the way that you wanted, but when you look at last year, what are some of the things that you wish you would have done different, and what is things that you're looking to do different this upcoming season?
I think the biggest issue we had last year is in the previous 3, 4, 5 years, just the way we've run offense. We had great spacing, and a lot of that had to do with our center, Rebecca Michalakakova, because it's unique to have a center who can shoot threes. And we weren't able to create last year's roster in a way that allowed us to play with the same spacing that we have had in the past, which really kind of limited the offensive efficiency that we've usually been among the best in the country with. And so that leads me into the second part of your question. That's what we're trying to, with how we build the roster here in the offseason, we're trying to get back to a team that can really play with great spacing. And I think we have one of the best young, exciting players in the country in Jelani Cambridge. And the more spacing we can give her to play with, the more effective she's going to be, and the better she's going to make everybody around her.
Speaking of Jelani, how did she change, or how did she mature or get better from the first day she showed up on campus until the end of the season?
I just think that her kind of presence in the team, she's very shy and very humble, I guess is a better word. And I think the more the year went on, the more confidence she gained. And I think you'll even see her blossom even more next year. And just everybody on the team has great respect for her, and I think she's going to really be able to utilize that in more of a leadership role heading into next season.
Coach, I got a miscellaneous question. Now, you're a coach, so you'll be able to help me out with this situation. So,
all right,
there's this popular thing going around about 100 men versus one gorilla, and I want to know, if you were coaching 100 men, how would you defeat this one gorilla?
Wow, great question. Well, a lot of teamwork, a lot of collaboration, and kind of like, hey, these 50 are going to go low and these 50 are going to go high, and we're going to wrestle through the ground.
I don't think that's going to work.
I saw the Big Ten opponents, your Big Ten not the schedule, but the opponents where you're going to play people came out. You guys are playing only Maryland home and away. This upcoming season, you get UCLA and USC here, which should be great draws, obviously, there for the home crowd. And then I'm curious, though, for you, like, where are you guys at in the schedule? Like, what kind of role do you play in the scheduling process as far as scheduling the non-conference games? And are you guys anywhere, like, are you working on that all the time, or how's that work out?
Yeah, I mean, we're still kind of putting that together and finalizing it, but we're hoping to put one tournament. We think we're going to go to the Bahamas, where the competition should be pretty good.
Kevin, by the way, saying you're going to the Bahamas because the competition's pretty good. Let's also talk about the fact you're just going to the Bahamas in the winter. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's true too. So,
must be nice.
Hey, no, we could not find any competition, between here and there. So that's where we got.
Okay, all right.
But we're going to play at Connecticut, which will be very challenging. And then we'll have them come back here the next year. And we're going to play in Newark against a high major opponent on Martin Luther King Day. And so that should be a great event. And
so that'll be a mid-conference then, mid-conference season game. Yeah,
mid-conference. So in a game like that, you got to work with the conference, and they got to hold that day for you. And they're certainly willing to do that for events like this. And it'll be on. I think it's on Fox. Don't hold me to that, but I believe it's going to be on Fox. And so, we're going to have a very difficult, challenging schedule, and just with the way the Big Ten schools are operating in the portal, we've done as a conference, we've done really, really well. And so the Big Ten schedule is going to be once again just very, very difficult.
How often do you look around the Big Ten and see some of the moves that's being made where you think to yourself, okay, we got to find a way to offset that, and maybe that's how you address your portal? Does that happen?
We kind of run our own race here and just really try to add to people that fit our team, our culture, and basically what our needs are. But, we do pay close attention just to kind of keep up with who's doing what. And we've had some people do really, really well this offseason.
Kevin McGuff joins us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Van Guest Hotline. In addition, Kevin, that game you were talking about, that's fine. It'll be on Fox. It'll also be on 1460 or 97.1 The Fan, depending on our schedule there, just so you know.
That's right.
I'll have Matty Andrews out there bothering you for that game. But the Connecticut game, that's interesting because that is going to be such a big measuring stick, I would think, for your program.
Oh, yeah. And they obviously are coming off a national championship. They return a great roster. They just added maybe the best player in the portal the other day, and Sarah Williams out of Wisconsin. So they're gonna be really good. And it's the scheduling is getting really intricate from the standpoint of there's a lot of, like, for example, the event we're doing on Martin Luther King Day is a great event, and we're gonna make a little bit of money on it and stuff like that. And then we're going to the Bahamas. So those games are cutting into what were the traditional home and home games that you used to have. But we still want to try to get high-level opponents at the shot. So we do want to work one of those in there most years. But it's getting a little bit harder with all these other kind of one-off games. Like last year we opened up in Las Vegas versus USC. And so there's a lot of great events out there. And but we still want to do home and homes just so we can get good teams in the shot.
Do you enjoy playing these, high competitive games like this with these blue bloods of women's basketball? I know, in other sports, some coaches are shying away from that. What's your outlook on playing good competition?
We want to measure ourselves against some of the best teams. And I do think you find out a lot about your team early on, and it gives you areas where it shows you where you need to get better. And if you don't play those games, you're going to get to the conference and be like, boy, I didn't realize we were deficient in this area. We could have worked on it more. So I do think there's a lot of value in it. And now, it's always easier to say that on May 1st. And then when you get to November and you're playing a game, you're like, why did I do this? But I think rationally, there is a lot of value to it for sure. And I think it helps in recruiting. I mean, you're not going to recruit the best players in the country unless you're going to allow them to measure themselves against other great players.
When the season ended last year, this past season was lost to Tennessee. The next day when you're sitting there, and I'm sure it took you a little while to go over the game, but what did you think your team needed to get the most to improve for the upcoming season? What do they need to change?
Well, I think that what I mentioned earlier, offensively, the spacing, we had to put together a roster where we could play with a little bit better spacing. That was one thing for sure. And I think also we need to improve rebounding. We didn't make. And lastly, three-point shooting. If we didn't win, it's usually because we didn't make shots or we didn't rebound the ball.
Kevin, again, I'm not going to get you a comment, but I think your three-point shooting will be better for the upcoming season. Let's just put it that way.
I think we got a chance at that, yes.
There you go. Kevin, thanks for the time. We appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, thanks.
Take care. That was Kevin McGuff there, head coach of Ohio State women's basketball team. These coaches, look, I know they got to do it, but he goes to Bahamas in the winter. That's smart.
You like that?
I think that's a great move. Great competition.
You seem jealous about it.
Of course I'm jealous of it. I'm jealous of every single guest we have on this program.
You know why I don't mind that? Because he's doing it for work. It's work related.
Right. Well,
it's not a vacation. It's work related.
How about this? We talk to Fish, see if the morning shows can go down there and do shows live from Bahamas. You know what I mean? It sounds like a great idea to me.
We should go cover the game. Huh?
That's what we should go do shows there. Like that. I love Kevin McGuff. He's the best. We are so lucky to have his head coach here at Ohio State. He does a great job with that women's team. I can't wait for them to get going again next season. Coming up in 2 minutes, Ohio State reportedly spent $20 million on its championship roster this past season. Another school said, ready for this, Bodie? Hold my Coors Light. That's next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, I love that we fix ACs for free.
I don't think we do that, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. Stay with me, Aaron. I'm going to explain to you how it works.
You're going to explain to me how my own invention works?
Get Eco.
ECO. Step 1. Some other HVAC company tells a customer that they need a whole new system.
Yes.
And then they call us.
They can always call us, Jerry.
Get Eco.
ECO. And then we repair their system for free.
No, then they pay us.
But we give the money back, right?
We give them back all the money they paid us to fix their old system when they finally do need a new one.
Up to $1,500, right?
Right.
Aaron, we're fixing HVAC systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We extend the life of their system.
That's right.
Those extra years are free. On me.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource. Proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The show where we pay people extra to host with Timmy Hall. This is the Buckeye Show.
Buckeye Show. Tybus. Waffle Stomp wants to know my rap name. I don't think I have a rap name. I mean, we did a rap play in high school.
You did a rap play?
Yeah, buddy of mine. We wrote the entire, like we do a performance in front of our class, and it was all rap.
Did you wear a Kango?
I didn't wear a Kango, no.
You had an Adidas jumpsuit?
I didn't have the gold chain. Didn't have the shoes, no laces. We were into Texas.
Did you have a clock around your neck?
Didn't have a clock. I wish I would have done that. Flavor Flav, man. Now you're speaking my language. I don't really have a rap name.
I'm mad at this.
Like, well, no,
so what did you wear?
I don't remember what we wore. It was 35 years ago.
I can remember stuff from 31 years. Well, not 31, but I can remember stuff when I was a kid.
And you were a kid, yes, but your kid time was closer than my kid time. Ohio State spent $20 million on its championship roster, famously. Resulted in a national title. And Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. I tried getting him on the show, by the way, just so you know.
Shot you down?
He said, I can't tonight. I'm having dinner with my wife to celebrate our anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
I said, how about Fan Sports Sunday? You want to do that? He said, I can't. We're going on a cruise to celebrate our 50th anniversary. So he's not dedicated. No, but we'll get on at some point. Anyway, he wrote a story in the Houston Chronicle. He's a columnist out there. He's covered Texas, get this, for more than 50 years. He is the Tim May of Texas football.
Okay. Know what I mean?
He said, hey, Tito. He reported, hey, Ryan Day, can I ask one more question? One more question. He reported that the team's roster budget for Texas this upcoming season is somewhere between $35 and $40 million, and that's including the revenue the school will be able to share because of that House versus NCAA settlement that they're going to have. So $35 to $40 million. Ohio State's was around $20 million. So when the settlement comes down, everyone's roster is going to go up. But Texas must really be taking this seriously now, obviously, to put that much into it. And I'm curious, do you think there will ever be a ceiling on this? Like, because when Ohio State spent $20 million last year, and it's like, oh, we got to up that, got to go more than that. And now, Texas $35 to $40 million, whatever. And you got to believe Ohio State's going to be competitive with that. You would believe they would. So will Georgia, so will Alabama, right?
I think there will be a point where they probably will put a cap on it. But this is the thing. To me, to be honest with you, I don't really think that who spends the most money dictates who wins. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think that for the past 3 seasons, let me think, maybe 2. Who won it before the Wolverines won?
Before Michigan won, wasn't that Georgia, Bodie?
Georgia went back-to-back, didn't they?
And then Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say let's go with the last 2 years. The last 2 years, the new style or the new recipe for winning is to find a way to bring 4-year players back for their 5th years.
Right.
Bring more veteran players
Recruit
back.
your roster back.
Yes. That's been the thing. Don't let them go to the NFL. Although they're talented enough to go into the NFL, make them come back for another year. Because if you do that, other teams are turning over their teams. It's something that we're dealing with now. Now we have a bunch of inexperience, But if you get those guys to come back for another year, that automatically puts you a head and shoulders above a lot of teams. I think now this year, I would say Clemson is probably the team that's did a lot of running it back with their players. So I think that, to me, is the recipe for winning a national championship today.
And that's the way kind of Penn State's going about it this year, too. They're bringing back a lot of players. They're doing that.
Yep.
In this article in Athletic, talked about how, I don't remember this quote, maybe you remember, back in 2022, Texas's AD, Chris Del Conte, said, told a crowd about, he said, NIL is our game. When that basket passes around, I don't need stuff that jingles. I need stuff that folds. I love that. That's a great quote from the Texas AD. So, there's certainly, we see it in other sports too, where just because you spend the most doesn't mean you win.
Correct.
We see it in baseball all the time. We see it sometimes in football as well.
If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, they do it all the time, and it ain't worked out. So
yeah, and the difference is, and I do think Ohio State will get up there. Well, I think Ohio State will always be among the biggest spenders.
They should be. They'll probably be top 5 all the time.
They should always be top 5. Yeah. Right. I agree with that. They should always be top 5 on that. And what's the difference, though, with Ohio State versus some of these other schools is the culture they've developed, to where, by the way, they're getting receivers through through recruiting all the time. They don't have to go out and get receivers out of the portal. They don't have to do that. They get that. So they get the receivers to come in. They did get the fact that the people to stay was such a huge thing. If this team had flamed out, say missed the playoff, lost 3 games, whatever, then all of a sudden it'd be like
moving around here.
Well, there'd be some stuff like that, yes, but there also would be, though, you would look at it and say Ohio State brought back all these guys and failed.
Yes.
So that won't work.
Correct.
Kind of what the mindset would be.
Yeah.
And now that it worked, it's like, okay, and I'm not saying it's easy for Ryan Day now to re-recruit and everything, but it's easier than it could have been.
Well, I think that seeing that happen is what other schools are selling that pitch to their team. Penn State, like that was probably a selling point. Yep. Like, listen, you just watched the Wolverines bring back their 5th and 6th year guys.
Right.
You just watched Ohio State bring back their guys. So now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to get you Jim Knowles. They're really trying to go all in on this thing. And if Penn State is in it at the end and makes it to the national championship, and so happens to win it, first of all, that'd be unbelievable for the Big Ten.
It's James Frank. Let's
that'd be unbelievable for the Big Ten Conference, but it would be like that. I think that would be the new thing that all schools would do. Like, all right, that's 3 years in a row. That's
right. Yeah. Yeah. But I love the fact that Ohio State, though, has been able to. They did not, in this last transfer portal window that opened up after the spring game and everything. That last one, they did not lose a single player.
They lost T.C. Caffey.
Okay.
Just saying.
I didn't think they lost anybody this last one. Wasn't that the earlier one they lost him?
I thought that was this one.
I think it was the earlier one.
Was it?
Tyvus, don't compute me.
I think they didn't lose any scholarship players.
Okay,
and he wasn't on scholarship.
There we go. That's where we're at.
That's fair.
Damn, Tyvus tried to call me out. Thank you, Bodie, for coming to my rescue. That right there, that what makes you an all-star producer. That's why they're moving you to mornings. To help Tyvus out.
Shark's out, though. Am I doing both shows?
That's a great call by you.
Back and forth.
You know what? That's going to test your abilities that day. But yeah, so Tyvus, I'm saying the fact they didn't lose anybody on scholarship in the last portal, though, that speaks a lot about the culture. Because I'm sure there are players who were desired by other schools. And I know you're not supposed to contact them. We know they do. We know the friends of friends.
They talk to the agents.
They talk there. They talk to a family member or whatever it is. Hey, if your son came here.
Is that considered tampering?
Yes.
To talk to the agent?
To talk to the agent? I would think it would be. I would think if you discuss the player. Use Herbert Guff right now. I can't talk about the transfers. There's news reports out there about transfers they've got. Like women that have committed to the program. 2 of them specifically.
Yes.
And the reports are out there. They're going to Ohio State. He can't talk about them.
Why? Until when?
I think, I don't know if they've got their official signature signed. I don't know if they're signed and delivered yet, or maybe just waiting for them to go through to make sure. There may be some of the processes they have to go through.
They don't have to wait till school starting.
No. It's got to be sooner than that, though. Unless Kevin was just baiting us and going to talk on another station about it, then that would bother me. Then we got a real issue. But anyway.
Some friend.
Friend of the program. But I think the fact that Ohio State didn't lose anybody, though, it speaks a lot about to Ryan Day. And even though they lost their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, and still no one left, Yeah. Because that's usually when you see things.
Usually when you lose your defensive coordinator or your offensive coordinator, it's like, that guy recruited me. Like, he brought me here for this. So I'm going to go follow him to wherever he's going. We see that happen all the time. But the fact that, and to think, like, if they transfer to Penn State, like, that's not a bad transfer.
No.
Like, for the excitement that they have over there, it wouldn't be a bad transfer, especially our wide receivers.
Well, I was going to say, Ohio State's got people at almost every position that are going to be backups.
Yeah.
Or rotation players that would start and be stars at so many other schools.
Like a guy like Bryson Rogers.
Yeah.
He'd go over there and he'd be a star.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know. And so that's the thing. That's why I'm impressed with the fact that Ohio State's been able to maintain this continuity in the roster. But college football can't get here fast enough. I can't wait for this. August 30th, Ohio State, Texas.
That's a busy time for me. Let's
not do this, Tyvus. No, listen.
Football season is very busy. Like, that's a 7-day-a-week thing.
It's busy. Bodie, are you busier in football season than you are right now?
I am.
Okay,
yeah.
so am I.
Are you?
Yes. Dylan's busier during football season. We're all busier in football season. Tyvus, we work for Ohio State's flagship station.
You work 7 days a week.
6.
Yeah, see.
Well, you don't work 7. You can do the Brown stuff still this year?
Yes.
Well, that's a hobby for you. You enjoy doing that.
Are you doing Big Ten stuff this year, too?
To my knowledge, unless they don't call me back.
Call Tyvus' agent. Tyvus' agent will tell you that. His big time. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if the agents are available for Tyvus right now to speak on that. We can probably get him on the phone in the next segment.
Well, I am my own agent.
Sure you are. I don't buy that for one second. You can play the humility thing, the humble, the old shucks guy around me.
People pay me what they think I'm worth.
You get in your helicopter and go home after this like everybody else. Coming up next, a former quarterback offers advice to a current quarterback. That's next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Before you start your day, UDF has already started baking your breakfast. We're making biscuits and croissants in our bakery served with sausage, egg, and cheese before you hit your first alarm. Fresh baked breakfast sandwiches from United Dairy Farmers. UDF. Mornings made for you.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams. The agile, get it done teams. The achieve more together teams. And the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Bishop and Friends.
If you travel across the country routinely on planes with 5 people, including 3 children, you do the Amazing Race every time you get on a plane.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It change is more exciting. You know, I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. Yeah, I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
The show that knows how to throw a big, giant Buckeye party. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Buckeye Show, Tito, Tyvis, Bodie, Dylan with you here until 8 o'clock. Amber and Ian follow us. Tyvis dancing on YouTube. If you want up on YouTube chat, chime in on all of your thoughts. Tyvis, so Will Howard, famously selected by
his
the
name
Pittsburgh
is
Steelers.
William Howard.
We're not going William Howard.
That's his name?
I don't care. We're not going William
when
Howard.
You look at his ID. What does it say?
I don't go around asking people to look at their IDs. I'm not a bouncer like you, I guess. I don't know. It seemed weird. If I said to Will Howard, hey, let me see your ID, wouldn't that be weird?
No.
Really? You don't think it's weird?
No.
So if someone comes to me on the street and says, hey, Tyvis, let me see your ID. You would say, oh, yeah, here it is.
I tell him I don't keep it in my wallet.
Whatever. Will Howard, quarterback from Ohio State, drafted by the Steelers in the 6th round. And did you see the clip, by the way, that's out there when he, right before they select him, he's like, God, please pick me. Please pick me. And then he goes, yes, and then they get him. And
that made you smile?
He starts crying. Yeah, it was a beautiful moment. And then he's hugging his mom, hugging his dad.
You're
then
excited about your Buckeye.
Gets a call from Tomlin, and they show all him and his friends and his mom jumping into the pool fully clothed out there, which is pretty cool. That was a neat little moment, yes. So, yes, I am very excited. I am probably too excited about it. I'm too excited about a 6th-round quarterback being drafted. Let's put it that way. I love Will Howard, though. I think he's going to succeed in the NFL. But Ben Roethlisberger was also at one time a rookie quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when he got drafted in 2004,
did they go to the Super Bowl?
he was expected to just sit the whole year behind Tommy Maddox.
Yeah.
Tommy Maddox got hurt.
Tommy Maddox,
UCLA, I think. You don't know that, but it's too far.
I don't even know that name, to be honest with you.
I was more of a Cordell Stewart guy. They should have had him. They should have had him start over Tommy Maddox. But go ahead.
He was good. Anyway, Maddox gets hurt. And so he got hurt in week 2 when they lost to Baltimore. Roethlisberger comes in. You're excited? Did your Guardians win?
Ball game.
Okay, the Guardians won.
Ball game.
They win in extra innings, 4-3 over Minnesota. Breaking news. 1 of 162. We're going to stop talking about Will Howard and my love for the Steelers and Will Howard because of that.
Hey.
Because they won a game on May 1st.
Some Guardian fans out there. Martinez. You know where he started? He was
Do you know
here
where the flagship station of the Cincinnati Reds here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just that's all right. Reds won today, 9-1 by the Cardinals.
This is a sports talk radio.
I understand, but it's also a
about
Reds. I know if you're talking. That's fine.
Go ahead.
Big Ben went 13-0 as a rookie starting quarterback.
Oh, that's really good.
He was rested the final game of the season, and then they ended up going to the Super Bowl that year and defeated the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken, in that one. And that game was in Detroit. When they won that game, Jerome Bettis' big game, if I'm not mistaken.
He didn't win no Super Bowl as a rookie.
Yeah, I think I'm right on that one.
I always thought it was year 2, but you probably are right. I remember it. I watched that game. Sean Alexander, Matt Hasselbeck.
They went 15-1 that season.
Was Deion Branch with the Seahawks at that time? I think he might have been.
He might have been the Seahawks. You might be right about that. Anyway, and that's what we're looking at now when it comes to. With Will Howard now being there, Big Ben came out and offered a suggestion to him. Actually, I take it back. They lost the conference championship at the beginning of the year. I was wrong on that one. It was the next year. You're right. It was the second year. They lost to New England that year in the conference championship. I forgot about that one. I tried to erase that one. I was 41-27. That was in Pittsburgh. They went 15-1 and hosted. That's right. It was the following year they ended up going to the Super Bowl and winning it against Seattle. Anyway, Tyvis, my point being, Big Ben offered some advice to him, and he said that the need to understand you don't have pressure. You're a sixth rounder. There's no pressure. Go into this thing like with the mentality of I can play free, I have no pressure. And he also said he should come here with the mindset that this is my job. I want to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers for the next 15, 18, 20 years. That should be his mentality now. And I said I would tell him to do it the right way. That's the advice from Ben Roethlisberger on that. Also, Bruce Arians, who knows a little something about quarterbacks. He was with Indianapolis when they had Peyton Manning and also they had Andrew Luck. And he's doing a piece on The Athletic. There's something they're doing now, and it's Bruce Arians is the first one in the series they are doing. It's called Peak, is what that story. It's part of Peak is something they're doing now. Where they're going to. This is an article Bruce Arians wrote. He talked about himself, and he was saying the biggest thing with Luck and with Manning that's the key for a young quarterback is to pretty much not be afraid to make mistakes and bounce back.
Okay,
because he said Luck. Made mistakes to work. You make mistakes, but to have that mentality,
it's gonna happen.
Mentality to come back and not let it bother you. And he said, notice that from Andrew Luck right away. Notice from Manning right away. Manning had 3 interceptions in his first game and 3 interceptions in his second game, and then obviously went and did what he did. And he said that they were playing New England in the second game of his rookie season, and he's got 6 picks now. They're down 29-0 to the Patriots, and late in the game. And he was told by Arians, stay in there. We're going to run the 2-minute offense. Let's learn something. And then he drove down the field and led him to a touchdown in there. And that was the turning point for him. And so I'm wondering, do you feel like that is the most important trait for a rookie quarterback is to have a short memory and bounce back?
Yes. Because there's the thing about the NFL is you're going to make a mistake. Obviously you don't want to do that, but guys in the NFL are good. Like they're going to make plays. And it's about learning from it and then being able to go back out there because your teammates are still looking for you to help win the game, right. Especially at the quarterback position. Like they have to believe if we go down 21-0, for example, if I played for Cincinnati and we was down 21-0 and Joe Burrow was at quarterback, I'd still believe that we going to come back and win this game because he just has that type of aura. He gives off that type of confidence. You have to have that type of swag to yourself where it's like people believe, listen, I know it's been bad, but I just got back right and we're about to shake back. We're about to come back and win this game. Like that's – and Will Howard gives those type of vibes. That's the type of leader that he is that you feel like you're never out of it with him as a quarterback. Now, he had a lot of development to continue to do to be, a franchise quarterback. But I think that Will showed that he can learn. Pittsburgh's offense to me has been very vanilla.
Sure, it has been, yeah.
Vanilla. So, at some point, spice it up a little bit.
I'm not going to make it about race, but it's they certainly had a very vanilla offense, I guess, if that's the word you want to use. I would just say plain, basic. I'm not going to bring color into it.
I could have just been a straight shooter.
They got DK Metcalf now, okay, which I think will help things out. They drafted Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. I like him quite a bit.
What are your thoughts on the fact do you think that Aaron Rodgers is going there?
I think he is.
So are you comfortable with Will learning under Aaron Rodgers?
I am comfortable with Will Howard being coached by Mike Tomlin. Aaron Rodgers is kind of a wild card in that one because he has said he will mentor wherever he goes. He knows he's at the point in his career now where he did say he would try to mentor whoever was there, whatever situation he goes in.
Did he mentor Jordan Love?
I don't think he did, and he may have at the end. I'm not sure, but I know that I think he was talking more about Minnesota, though. He made that comment about McCarthy being there and everything. And he was. I don't know if he had this in mind or not.
I got you.
But another interesting thing too about this, going back to the Arians comments, he was talking about a game with Andrew Luck. They were playing the Lions late in the season, and they were down. And it says Andrew Luck threw his third interception of the game. He came off the field, went right to the defense, said, "Hey, if you stop them, we're going to score." Defense got to stop. Luck threw a 42-yard touchdown pass to cut the lead down. Now they're within one score. Came off the field again after the touchdown and told the defense, if you stop them again, we'll win this game. Defense stopped him, threw a touchdown pass on the last play of the game. Colts win.
See what I'm saying?
That's the kind of quarterback you want. That's what you need right there, right? That's the kind of guy I want on my team.
Tell me that. I'll be like, all right. You know what is funny? That's kind of how the Wisconsin game was, the 59-0 game was.
Yeah.
Kind of was like that. Not that Cardiel came down there and said you get a stop or anything like that. It was more so like, let's get a stop and see what happens. So we get a stop. They go down and score. Oh, okay. Let's go get another stop. We get another stop. Boom. They go down there and score. Okay. So it's very motivating to have that type of response for your offense.
You obviously weren't surprised you guys won that game. Right. You guys were a great team.
Yeah.
A lot of momentum going into that game.
Right.
But how surprised were you that it was 59-0?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I really couldn't. I thought the game plan was good. Defensively, it was pretty much – for us, it was like, listen, Melvin Gordon is the only thing they got. If they try to go to the tight end, that's the second best guy they got, and we'll be fine. Because Tyvus is checking him, so we're going to be fine. That you can forget that. You cancel Christmas. If Tyvus is checking the tight end, cancel Christmas. And the receivers.
How do you think you displayed your hands today?
I ain't drop a ball. I started to go out there and one-handed because I know people be trying to play me sometimes. So, I just want to go out there and catch everything in sight, didn't drop no money today.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play that.
That's what it is. I mean, it is what it is. But anyways, stopping Melvin Gordon was going to be a tough challenge, but our game plan was so good that it was suffocating. He didn't really have room to really operate, and everybody was so gap disciplined in that game that it allowed us to have the performance that we had. And then offensively, I think their game plan was to keep the ball on the outside. Don't throw it down the middle. Keep it on the outside because their DBs can't keep up with our wide receivers. And Devin Smith and Cardiel just had a magical connection that game.
That was so much fun to watch that game.
Yeah.
I mean, blowouts are sometimes boring, but that kind of.
That one was.
I know that one. I'm saying it's usually Ohio State games. If they play Grambling or Ohio University, it might turn into a blowout and get ugly. We're play Akron and things like that. And it's like, I'll stop watching after a certain point. But that game, I stayed glued the entire time.
Well, it got to a point where you get 35-0. It's kind of like, all right, well, now we gotta pitch the shutout.
Right? Yeah. Now you gotta stick with it. Yeah.
We gotta close this thing out now.
Right. Coming up next, Bodie's time to shine. It's time for the College Football Pulse. We'll do that next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty.
Also, we are all the games.
And we always will. Thank you.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Fans are us when dreams don't get in. Fans are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Baths are us. When dreams sunk in, baths are us.
When your boy Flavor Flav counts from 3, you're gonna go to Cane's and you're gonna order hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers. 3, 2, 1. Raising Cane's. One love.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Buddy Wells. Starting with baseball from earlier today at Great American Ballpark, the Reds scored 9 runs on 9 hits as they defeated the Cardinals 9-1. Cincinnati and St. Louis split the 4-game set. The Redlegs will begin a 3-gamer tomorrow night at home against the Washington Nationals. In Cleveland, after 2 separate rain delays, Angel Martinez hit an RBI single in the bottom of the 10th as he lifted the Guardians to the 4-3 win over the Minnesota Twins. That's 3 wins in a row now for the Cleveland Guardians. Got a pair of Game 6s in the NBA playoffs tonight. New York and Detroit will get started later on this hour at 7:30. Then at 10 o'clock, Denver is on the road to face the Clippers in L.A. The Knicks and Nuggets are each ahead 3-2. And we got 4 Game 6s in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. The Maple Leafs look for the series win in Ottawa at 7. The Golden Knights try and close out the Wild in Minnesota at 7:30. Dallas will look to close out the Avalanche in Colorado at 9:30. And the Oilers will look to eliminate the Kings in Edmonton at 10.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Buckeye Show. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw the handsome Bodie and handsome Dylan over there. Bodie, it is now your time to shine.
It
Hit
is
us with the
my
pulse.
time to shine,
Yes.
Tito. We'll start with this one here from PFF. They put out their preseason All-American team. Never too early to do that.
No.
Kind of interesting that for this, they only put out 1 team. They didn't put out 2, just a first team. And they also, for some of the positions, only put out 1 position. Sometimes you'll see like 2 or 3 guys at a position, but only 1 for a lot of them. But nevertheless, starting at quarterback, we won't read through all the names here, but just hit on some of the highlights. Quarterback Cade Klubnik at Clemson. The Tigers are bringing back a lot this year, led by Cade Klubnik, and some people think that this could be the year that Dabo kind of maybe gets himself back on top of the college football world. Tyvis, would you like to take a guess?
Here we go.
At who they have at running back for the preseason All-American team? Just take a wild, crazy guess.
First of all, let me say first. Listen, look, Bodie's in charge. The producer's in charge of the College Football Pulse. He puts it together independent of Tyvis and I. He does it.
That is correct.
So
I'm the captain this segment.
There's a reason why he put this story in the Pulse. Tyvis, now you can go ahead and answer if you want to.
I don't want to.
I don't want to either.
First stop in the middle. Love to the end zone, and the Irish take the lead.
Our beloved number 4 on the field, but number 1 in our hearts, Jeremiah Love, running back of your Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
I thought it was going to be Nick Singleton.
Did you? Wide receiver, would you guys like to take a guess on who they got there?
It happened to be a guy by the name of Jeremiah Smith.
That would be correct. Yep. Also got Ryan Williams from Alabama. Go ahead, Tyvis.
Both of those guys are, 19 years old?
Yeah. Both had pretty solid true freshman seasons there for the Buckeyes and the Crimson Tide. Also for the Crimson Tide is Ryan Williams at Alabama. I can't even remember if I just said that, but nevertheless, tight end Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt. Thought Max Clare might get a crack there, but he did not. Got a couple defenders that the Buckeyes will face this season. Interior defender, so defensive tackle Zane Durant from Penn State. Edge defender Colin Simmons from Texas. Also Anthony Hill Jr., a linebacker for Texas. So
Wait. What's the guy that won the Freshman of the Year award?
That was Colin Simmons, yep.
Okay, well, then that makes sense. He's an edge rusher? I thought he was a linebacker.
I'm sure he's maybe a 3-4 guy.
I got you.
Also Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker for Texas there. So the Buckeye offense will face 2 of those guys there in week 1. Quarterback, Leonard Moore, Notre Dame. The Buckeyes won't face him unless they meet in the playoff again, of course. But safety, no surprise here, Caleb Downs for the Buckeyes. And also at the other safety spot, I have no idea if I'm saying this name correctly or not, but nevertheless, Coy Parrish.
Oh, that's the guy from Minnesota.
Correct. Yep. And the Buckeyes do face Minnesota this year.
Ohio State wanted him, but he chose to go to Minnesota.
Coy Parrish did?
Yeah.
He's like he was a high-end recruit, too.
Yeah, he's like a really good post safety. Like, he reads the ball and plays the ball really well. He's a good player.
Row the boat.
Yeah.
And they also had D'Angelo Pons, the defensive back for the Hoosiers. Ohio State does not play Indiana this year.
He's short, though.
They play Minnesota? I don't think they play Minnesota either, do they?
They do.
They do play Minnesota? Oh, good. You know what? Then good. We're going to show Coy something.
Pons is good. He's short.
Yeah, he's a slot corner, right?
And they just got that.
And nowadays, that's kind of their base defense.
They got that quarterback from
California.
Yeah.
I've seen him pop up in some 2026 first-round mock drafts, which feels
Mendoza.
rich, but because Curtis Rourke didn't get drafted, did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, did he?
He's like 6th round or something like that.
Don't poo-poo the 6th round thing. We just talked about Will Howard, so don't do that.
Riley Leonard went in the 6th round as well.
I wish I could have went in the 6th round. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying the way you said that it went like the 6th round or something. It went to the 49ers. Who took him? The 40, which is a great spot for him.
You know what?
That's 2 rounds more than me.
If 3 years from now he was their starter and led them to the Super Bowl, that would not shock me because Kyle Shanahan seems to make turn water into wine there.
Garoppolo even looked good under Shanahan. You know what I mean? That's
Jimmy
the part.
G couldn't play.
That's why, like, if Howard would have gone to Pittsburgh, I would like to see him go to, like, San Francisco or the Rams. Both good situations with offensive-minded quarterbacks, offensive-minded coaches, I mean, and, you get a guy like, you got Stafford, who's, 45 years old or whatever, and then you got Brock Purdy, who... who knows if he'll be the long-term quarterback there. Still haven't come to an agreement yet on that one. But Caleb Downs on the squad, no surprise there.
Him and Smith are 2 locks for every single list.
They really are.
This. And the third guy, is there anybody who, if you're like, well, there's going to be if some teams had a third Buckeye on it, if some sites had a third Buckeye, is there anybody?
I'd say Sonny Styles probably the way to go on that one. Yeah, I think that's probably true. That's
maybe Carson Hinsman at center. I think I
mentioned Max Clare just because tight ends. I don't know that Claire's going to have like a monster season, but tight ends sometimes a smaller position group.
Every time Ohio State gets a big-time tight end recruit or transfer, there's all this talk about,
Because you feature him in the offense.
Right, and it never happens.
But you know what the crazy part is?
What's that?
They gave him the ball in the spring game, and he touchdown.
Who was the tight end a few years back that went to the Jets then?
Rucker, Jeremy Rucker.
I think Rucker, when he came in, if I remember correctly, I went to the coaches' clinic that season, and I was talking to Wilson, right? The old
Kevin Wilson.
Kevin Wilson. And Wilson said to me that what he liked about Rucker was what he tells all these kids is, you tell me whose game you want to replicate. Who do you want your game to be modeled after? And he told him Rob Gronkowski. And he said, that's great. Let's work on it. Okay, right. I was like, okay, maybe they're going to use this guy more. Never use him that much. Good NFL career so far. And tight ends for Ohio State that always do well in the NFL because they can block. They know how to pass block. They know how to protect. They know how to block for the run. And then they're also usually outstanding athletes. I'm excited about Max Clare.
And frankly, is there a need to feature them in the offense when you just keep pumping out the first-round picks for receiver? That's the thing.
Right.
It's just who cares?
It's such an X factor. Like G. Scott in the Oregon game, they didn't even pay attention to the guy.
He's great.
I feel like that happens more
time
time than
paid
not.
attention to a lot of Buckeyes.
That's fair.
That's everybody's neck. That's everybody's neck.
It felt like everybody's like, touchdown. Touchdown. You couldn't blink without scoring another touchdown there for Ohio State in that one. One more story here, guys. Boise State, their head coach Spencer Danielson, he agreed to a contract extension with the school. He's going to stick around with the Broncos through the 2029 season. His new deal doubles his salary to an average of $2.2 million per year. And in his 1.5 seasons there, he's 15-3. He's 10-0 in Mountain West play, so that's pretty good. And they have won 2 consecutive championships there in the Mountain West. And of course, they made the quarterfinal of the college football playoff last year. They kind of hung in there with Penn State a little bit. They weren't super close to winning that game, but they didn't get smoked at least the way like SMU did, or I guess Oregon.
It'll be interesting now that you don't have one of the best running backs we've seen since Barry Sanders. We'll see what type of season they have. Is the Mountain West and the Pac-12 merging?
They're going to, after this, I think it's the following season.
I know it's definitely not this year, but at some point,
I think it's the 2026 season, if I'm not mistaken on that one,
Okay, that'd be interesting. I mean, it's not like the Pac-12 got these great teams or anything, but it'd be nice.
Back.
Yeah, I guess.
Pac-2.
I guess. So, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does this season. Because right now, at the top of our head, there's nobody from Boise State that we are like, oh yeah, watch out for this guy. They don't have.
But that's where Boise State is every year, though. Every year, Boise State, at least for me,
I feel like people kind of knew Genty.
Maybe Genty this past year, but for the most part, though, every year we're not sure who it is until we see they're 9-0, ranked in the top 15, and their potential, playoff team now, but a high bowl team potentially going to a major bowl in previous years. Then we'd find out all about them. By the way, speaking of guys that we didn't know a lot, that we talked about a lot, that didn't. Cam Rising, you know where he's from, right?
I know you ain't talking
speaking
about.
Of being
I
back.
know you ain't talking about Utah right now.
He did not get drafted.
Shocker.
No, he's back at Utah.
I might say, he's back at Utah again.
I didn't think he was allowed to.
I thought he got a 7th season.
Tito. They're giving everybody extra years nowadays.
But he went undrafted.
Tyvus could probably go get his 5th year back if he wanted to.
Draft. I think
he did enter the draft.
Are you sure? I thought he went back to Utah for a 7th or 8th year.
He went. He could have gone to the transfer portal, turned that down, went in the draft, and went undrafted. So no,
that's a shame.
Wow, he should have went back.
Yeah, he could have gone.
Might
back.
as well rolled it out.
He decided not to. Threw for more than 6,000 yards in his career.
Is he Utah's all-time leader?
He's got to be because he's been there forever.
Over
he
Alex
went 20
Smith.
and 7 as a starting quarterback.
20 and 7? That's not bad.
As a starting quarterback
for a
6-year
career.
Yeah, so now
he's Rose Bowls.
He is.
I think they lost both.
I'm about to say I don't think they won.
No, I'm saying just appearances.
Yeah, he is. He went undrafted, which I know disappoints you as a Utah fan there, Tyvus. I thought of you as I saw the story.
The best thing he did at Utah was help the Buckeyes get into the CFP.
You're right. Yes,
that's true.
Yes, you're right.
That's his tribute to society.
That'll be on his Wikipedia page, right?
Help the Buckeyes get to the CFP where we lost to Georgia.
USC hasn't been the same since that game.
They haven't been, no.
They got ran off the field, and they can't win since.
They cannot. That's very true. Couldn't happen to a nicer program. Coming up next, CBS Sports Classic has a new twist this season. We'll reveal that next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Wendy's has this new Cajun Crunch chicken sandwich. And to be honest, I'm kind of crushing hard on this Sammy. It's packed with bold Cajun flavors and topped with crispy onions for a satisfying crunch. All on Wendy's iconic spicy chicken sandwich. It's honestly kind of my dream sandwich. I hope it likes me back. For a sandwich you'll love, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Add some spice to your pizza night with Donato's new Smoky Hot Honey Pizza and Smoky Hot Honey Chicken Sub. Bringing hardwood smoked bacon, wood-fired chipotle seasoning, and Mike's Hot Honey together for savory, smoky, sweet heat perfection. Now get $4 off a large Smoky Hot Honey Pizza using promo code SMOKY. More toppings, more flavor, more fun. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick.
We'll talk technology Saturday with Rod Cook from Titleist and Scott Stender from the Fairway, plus this week's tour stop at the Nelson with SI.com's Gary Van Sickle.
Tita Green with Skip Mosick, Saturday mornings at 9 on The Fan.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind. It's a front row seat to the big game. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen, and so big you won't believe it. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Looking for a very special way to commemorate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State football history? Then check out the beautiful Ohio State timepieces at OxiaTime.com. Oxia has created a series of heirloom quality designs to celebrate the Buckeyes, including the limited edition Ryan Day autograph box sets. Equally impressive to the quality of their products is the quality of the people behind these watches. Go to OxiaTime.com to learn more on their backstory and claim your piece of Ohio State history. That's AXIATime.com.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies, scattered showers, breezy, and a couple thunderstorms too on this Thursday. Temperatures mid to upper 60s. Overnight will fall back down to around 60 degrees, and after a mild and breezy start to your Friday, a few scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. Not a washout and not too bad. Temperatures back in the mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Hating Michigan is our favorite national pastime. This is the Buckeye Show.
It is the Buckeye Show. We weren't live on our mics there, were we, Bodie?
I don't think so.
Yeah, good thing. We were chopping it up over here. A former athlete and Tyvis sitting out back here just talking it up a little bit. A lot of fun.
Yeah, Bootzilla's mad at me because I said that Aston Genty is the best running back since Barry Sanders. And what I meant was statistically,
yes.
He was.
He wasn't as talented as the guys.
Obviously, Reggie Bush was like,
yes.
As a kid, like it was like every time he touched the ball, it seemed like he scored. Like he was by far the best player that I ever seen in college play.
He went home to a much nicer house after the game than most college teams.
And Zeke, obviously, personal reasons. Sure. Zeke, to me, was one of the best Ohio State running backs to ever play. Obviously, it's Archie. You got Eddie. But then I put Zeke there. No disrespect to Keith Byers. He's really good. But I personally, like Zeke was my guy. So, like, there.
Keith Byers, man. He was the truth.
That's what I hear. I got to go watch some Keith highlights.
Dude, you've got to check him out. I'm telling you, before he got hurt, even after he got hurt, he was fine. But I'm saying he was not the same running back. He had a great NFL career. He came in
with Cincy?
He's with Philly and then with Miami, I think. But he when he was at Ohio State, he was an outstanding running back. And then hurt his foot and wasn't the same kind of back after that. When he gets to the NFL, he was a lot of receptions for him. He got a lot of passes out of the backfield. Wasn't as big of a rusher, but a great running back receiver.
What about Beanie Wells?
Funny, Rusty just brought up Beanie Wells in the chat for you.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, Beanie. I love Beanie too. What was his Achilles he tore when he was with when he went to work out for Baltimore? But he still has the single game record for the Cardinals for rushing yards in a game. I think he still holds that record.
Really?
I think he had like 244 or something like that.
First round, right?
Beanie,
or did he go second?
I mean, end of the first round.
I think it was late first. Yeah.
Yeah, like 30-31 somewhere in there.
Was this the old CBA?
I don't know.
What year was it? 2006.
2006 or 7, yeah. That sounds about right.
That's old CBA.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
He's rich.
I think he went to Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona, yeah.
That would have been probably after their Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl. Well, let me think now.
You got to find, whenever Sam Bradford got drafted, the next year is when the slotted stuff.
That's right.
Sam
Bradford was spring of 09, I think.
He killed it. Ruined it. He ruined it for everybody.
So, Beanie... I'm going to look this up now because I want to know this. He was drafted August 1st. He's drafted, 2009 is when he started with the Cardinals.
Is that the same? That might be the same year as Sam Bradford, right?
That was in the 2009 NFL draft. He was the 31st pick.
Bradford was the next year. Stafford was 09. Okay. Bradford was 2010.
Still, that's old CBA money.
That's big money. Yeah, that's bigger money than
He's rich.
I don't know if the 31st pick got rich that year.
You negotiated your own contract.
I know you did, but still, I don't know if he.
And this is back when running backs was like the most important thing to a team. This ain't, is about 2013 was when they took the dive.
He was signed to a 5-year contract as a rookie.
I'm about to say the thing about the NFL is it's all public knowledge. Like whatever you sign for, you could Google it. It's right there.
He rushed for 228 against the Rams. That was the record. Ended up with over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns that year. Had a turf toe injury.
That turf toe will bring an elephant down.
That is something that casual fans I don't think realize. Because turf toe to me, I used to think, turf toe, whatever. I've heard from enough former athletes, it is a painful, painful thing.
It will bring an elephant down. You can't plant. Like you can't really push off your foot. It's at the top of your foot.
He was working out for the Ravens during the 2013 season, trying to catch on with them, and he tore his Achilles. And then he was done after that. So, I don't know how much cash he made, but you're right. We could look all that up. Anyway, the CBS Sports Classic has been a lot of fun in men's college basketball. Ohio State, North Carolina, Kentucky, UCLA have been participating in this for quite some time now. They take a Saturday during the season in December, and they mix up the opponents, but they play somewhere at a neutral site type thing. They've played at Mass Square Garden before. They move it around a little bit. Anyway, so this year, UCLA is not participating. Instead, St. John's is in there. So Ohio State is playing North Carolina. The games are on December 20th. Ohio State, North Carolina. If you want to have some fun, ask Reimer who he's rooting for. and ask him to be honest.
You know who he roots.
He came in here with the Carolina shirt earlier today.
Why would you?
I'm just saying, just ask him. I want to see if he tells the truth or not. Anyway, that's Ohio State, North Carolina's first game. The second game is going to be Kentucky St. John's. This is the first time since 2016 that Rick Pitino has coached against Kentucky. He coached against them quite a bit when he was at Louisville for that long time. He is 6-12 all time against UK. I'm excited about this. I love this the CBS Sports Classic. I look forward to it every year and watching this. And Ohio State, North Carolina should be a fun game again this year. Not to mention the St. John's Kentucky thing.
Well, some of the moves that they made this year, like I like the fact that they didn't go get the big name guy. Like to me, it seems like they got people that fit into what they want to do. Now, you got to put all that together, and obviously Bruce is a huge part of that. You know, Bruce still is testing the waters right now.
Testing the waters, yep.
And if he says, you know what, I'm cool with what they telling me in the NBA, I'm gone. Like, I think that dude kind of mess up a lot of what you expect this season. But if he comes back, obviously that's a huge return. And I think they did a really good job getting the piece. The biggest thing was getting the center, and they did. Yeah. They addressed that. I wish Sean Stewart would have stayed. Maybe he might come back. You never know. You know, it's never over until it's over, until they officially sign the dotted line. So,
do you think that Diebler learned some lessons from last year, or the program? I guess I'm not saying I shouldn't put it all on Diebler, but do you think the program, though, the people making the decisions on who they're bringing in, it feels like they may have learned something, right? After they brought the big 4 or 5-star from Duke, 4 or 5-star Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that, you know, first of all, I think a lot of it had to do with the Michi thing. Like, I think that they had a plan for what this offense was going to be like with Michi. And, you know, when he decided, you know, when he was going through his mental health thing and he couldn't play anymore, you know, like that kind of put a wrinkle, because now you're asking guys to grow up quicker. You know, you got John Mobley Jr., who's a freshman. Now he's got to play every game and be a starter. You know, Devin Royal has to take that next step. So you got, you know, Sean Stewart has to come in and be a guy, which I know he dealt with an injury. And then Aaron Bradshaw just wasn't, you know, we were so enamored with, oh, this guy is 7 foot. He can score offensively. But you missed the big main thing that you want out of your big man. A lot of big men make it in the league successfully because they can get rebounds and they can block shots.
Right.
Which was something that Felix was doing. Felix did those two things, and it was great.
Yeah.
It worked. And we thought, all right, you know, this guy's got the same size. I think he's bigger than Felix as far as height goes. Oh, this is going to be great. And when we started seeing the 1 rebounds, it was like, what is that? And then it wasn't a lot of offensive production, which is something that we thought he would be. The biggest difference between him and Felix was that he would give you something offensively. And when you wasn't getting that, then he had some off the court issues. And then this whole season just was a mess. It was an emotional roller coaster. And I think this year, you look at some of the guys they got in there, high character guys, shouldn't have to deal with any off the court issues. And none of these guys are stars. Like, guys are going to come in and accept their role. And that's the thing. You got so many guys that's a former 5-star that's like, oh, I was a 5-star. I came from Kentucky, or I came from Duke. I'm that thing. Like, I should be getting the ball. I should be the star. They should be running things through me.
Right.
To where now you're going to get guys that's, you know, played at a lower tier conference or something like that. And they're going to come in and be like, you know what? I wasn't the star there. This is the big thing. Bruce is a guy that we respect. What do you need me to do? What is my role? And you accept that role, and that's how you go off to be a better team.
It's almost like they're getting called up from the minors to the majors.
Yes.
You know, they got something to prove now. By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed now, but I think if you went back and look, they messed up Bradshaw's height. He's really only 6'1". He's not 7'1", which would explain the lack of rebounding.
I did appreciate Tyvis saying big guys make it to the league by rebounding, defense, also by playing basketball.
Also playing basketball.
Pretty,
look,
I'm just saying, wanting to play basketball.
Just saying, like a guy like Rudy Gobert just went out there and dropped 27 and 24.
Looked like
and
Kareem
he does not score at all.
But you're telling me I lost a bet the other night on a parlay, which this is like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I had Gobert scoring 8.5 points, and he scored 2.
Under.
That's what I'm saying.
I had the over.
I
had over 8.5.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, made me sick watching that game last night.
Hey, 2020. I was shocked when I seen that. I
That's
mean,
huge.
he was a man amongst boys.
By the way, there is still one name out there that I'm looking at is Darian Williams. He played for Texas Tech. He's in the transfer portal. He is 6'6". He is 210 pounds. Last year for Texas Tech, he averaged 15 points, 5.5 rebounds, which is about 5.5 rebounds more than Bradshaw averaged. And
4.5. He averaged
3.6.
Don't do
he
that.
did average one. You think he averaged one?
I would want to challenge that. I think he averaged one rebound a game.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Aaron Bradshaw this year had more rebounds, or is he more inches tall? Which is the bigger number, rebounds or inches tall? Because if he's 7'1", that's what, 85 inches. Do you think Aaron Bradshaw, because I'm telling you he didn't.
You're telling me
I'd take the under.
You
just off the top of my head.
You think that he had less rebounds than
per
inches
inch?
tall?
Yes, I think, yes, I do.
Well, think about it.
If he only averaged one,
exactly.
And he didn't play 30 games. He only played like 2 quarters of the season.
I'm just telling you. Okay, I'll tell you right now.
He averaged 2.7 rebounds a game.
Okay. Aaron Bradshaw this year, I'm looking up the totals right now. He averaged 2.7 rebounds a game, and he played in 22 games. Yeah.
Oh, he's under by a mile.
That's an under. Yeah, that's an under right there.
Y'all dead wrong.
That should be impossible.
He
got to gain some weight.
No, wait. Oh, yeah. He had 86 at Kentucky. He had 60 here. So the year before, he did average a little more than a rebound per inch at Kentucky.
To go but up.
And now this year, he had 60 for Ohio State.
His last game, he had 6 rebounds. So
that's great. Fantastic.
I'm just saying.
That's fine. You can have him if you want him.
Growth. Where is he going? Memphis?
Probably Memphis. I don't know where he's going, but he better get more than 60 rebounds. Penny will bench him. Coming up in 2 minutes, we've got some odds on winning the 2025-2026 CFP. Where do the Buckeyes check in? That's next. Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams, the agile, get it done teams, the achieve more together teams, and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Learn more about Ohio State at osu.edu/impact.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Buckeye talk and occasional discussion about the latest tracksuit trends. Yes, looking nice. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
It is the Buckeye Show. Thank you for tuning in here till 8 o'clock. Hop in the YouTube chat if you'd like to. Tyvis now has a login. He chats frequently now. Sometimes at the expense of the show, but I'm not going to say anything about that. I'm not going to say anything about it.
I am a man of the people. If somebody asks me a question, like, I want to make sure I get to the question.
By the way, if you bump into Tyvis on the street anytime or see him out and about, I want you to ask for his ID. to see if he actually does show it to you, because he convinced me that he knows what Will Howard's ID says. He knows what his identification says. He knows it says William Howard.
William Howard.
You're convinced of that because you looked at his ID.
Yeah. I was a bouncer once before.
The odds for the college football playoff championship for 2026 have been, they're always out anyway. But anyway.
Is Texas favored?
No.
Clemson?
No.
Ohio State?
The Ohio State Buckeyes are the favorite right now.
Okay.
Right behind Ohio State is Texas. Georgia is third.
Who quarterbacking for them?
For Georgia?
Is it the guy that came in to replace
They got a transfer in, right? That because the other I'm thinking
it's not the guy that replaced Carson Beck last year?
Yeah, it's the guy, right?
Completely blanking on his name, but he's 0 for 1 as a starter. I know that.
We know that for sure. Yes.
They had a chance to win that game.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
They scored 10 points, Tyvis.
But the other team scored
23.
They had no chance. It's Jeremiah Love. They have no chance.
Georgia's third, Penn State fourth, Oregon fifth. So you got 3 Big Ten teams there in the top 5 and 2 SEC schools. Now, they don't set odds based on who they think is going to win. That's not how they set the odds to try to get you to bet it. That's what they try to do. When they set point spreads in Vegas.
Of course, that's the case.
No, I'm saying when they get set point spreads in Vegas, Tyvis, they want to set a line that will encourage 50% betting on one side, 50% on the other, so they make the juice. They make the 10% juice on those kinds of things. That's what they're guaranteed to make at that point.
So if you was a betting man,
yeah,
where would you put your cash? I know this is the Buckeye show, but
I know, but
try to factor that out of this.
See, I wouldn't even bet it though this year because I like Ohio State to win it, but I don't like the odds.
Where's Clemson at? Because I put money down on that.
No, they're not in the top 5.
I'd put money on that one.
There is one they're talking. Okay, so after that, Penn State, I think you're burning your money. You may as well give me your money if you're going to bet on Penn State to win the national championship. They're plus 750. So you put $100 on.
That put them fourth.
You put the fourth. Put $100 on them to win 750. Oregon's plus 800. I don't care who James Franklin plays in the playoffs. He's going to get outcoached. He might win a playoff game, but at some point he's going to have to coach it up, and he's going to get outcoached. That's all I know.
Did he get outcoached against Notre Dame?
Yes, by a quarter
mile. I think he did, yes.
They had Notre Dame dead to rights.
Yeah, they did.
They
told the quarterback to dirt it, or he was trying to dirt it, and he
50 Shades of Blue and Gold goes for it. Christian Gray, God love him, landed right in his arms. Kid could not catch a cold all year, but he had the pick 6 against Southern Cal, and then that one. God love him.
I didn't know that Jeremiah Love was 19 years old. He's young.
He's a young guy. In this article I saw. Now, granted, it's on SI.com, but it's also related to USC. USC is plus 12,000, according to FanDuel Sportsbook. So you could wager $100, Tyvis, or I would wager $100. You'd wager $1,000.
No, I wouldn't. $10.
No, you got different kind of money than I do.
$10.
You got NFL money.
$10.
You got Beanie Wells money. You would you play $12,000 on or $100 on them to win $12,000. They went 7-6 last year. Will USC ever put it together?
No.
With Lincoln Riley there.
How many years he got left? Because they can't fire him because his buyout
is so high, yeah. And that's the thing anymore.
They're counting the days until they could afford that.
Let me see. Lincoln Riley. I'm trying to find his contract. But the thing is now, Tyvis, that you look at it with buyouts, the money's got to come from somewhere. And
the donor.
Fine. But that means less money from the donor going to the program to improve it. You know, it's it's a lot trickier now. Well, yeah, the coach could improve it. I'm saying, though.
What if they was like, you know what? What if Urban was like, you know what? I'll come out of retirement. If y'all get rid of Lincoln.
Do you really think that Urban's going to coach again?
No.
I don't think he is either.
Not a chance.
In 2022, when he got hired.
Not with this NIL and all that. No.
Do you want to guess the time and the money Lincoln Riley signed for?
He signed, didn't he sign like 10 years, $100 million?
That's what I thought it was too, yeah.
10 years, $110 million.
Didn't him and Brian Kelly both get 10 years, about $100 million? That's...
What did Coach Fick
talk about lighting money on fire.
I feel like Fick signed like a big
He signed an extension.
Was his like 8 years?
I don't think it was that long. He just signed an extension, though.
Yes, it was, because he signed around the time Mel Tucker signed for Michigan State. And they signed him for like 8 years, and then they got out of that.
If they fired Lincoln Riley right now,
they owe him some bread. $50 million. Who they think they the kid there? Chelsea Clinton?
$50 million. That's only part of it. If they fired Lincoln Riley right now, $88 million for the buyout.
He is there.
That is.
He will be there.
It's the second highest total buyout, it says, after Kirby Smart.
He will be there.
That is amazing.
He will be the coach of that program for at least 8 more years. And you know what? That's what happens when you give people job security. That right there is why it shouldn't exist in America. There should be no such thing as job security, because people take their foot off the gas when they feel secure.
That's amazing.
Can I ask how you, what your suggestion would be to eliminate job security?
Yeah, you have them on pins and needles.
Just every day-to-day contract.
Make people fear for their job.
So if Fish came to you,
fear for my job,
a month ago, it's like, Tyvis, we want you to do the morning show with T-Bone, but we're gonna assign you to a day-to-day contract. You're in?
Yeah. I like it's called bet. I would definitely raise.
How would you have felt about that?
I'd raise the price.
I was doing Bobby.
If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, Bodie, you gotta raise the price now. We could do that, but just know that, like, I need X amount of dollars day to day.
Fickle did sign a 7-year contract in November of 2022, worth $54.6 million, with 80% of the contract guaranteed, and they have extended it now through 2032. So you're right. They've extended his contract now that far out. So his 2032 is in year 3. He went 7-6 and then 5-7. This upcoming year, they do play.
They got a schedule on them this year.
They play Bama, and it's at Bama, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is.
They play Michigan.
Bama came up here last year.
Iowa, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, overrated. God, Indiana's overrated. In Illinois.
What if Kirk Cignetti has a 10-win season?
Kurt Cignetti won't win 10.
What if he does?
There's no way he's going to.
What if he does?
Then you know what? I got to be careful what I'm saying now. I got to be careful, because I said something on Morning Juice the other day about getting a perm, because I had one when I was like 11 years old or 10 years old or whatever, and Bobby said, get it again. And I said, well, if we get a charitable donation behind it, maybe I can do it, like get people to donate, then I'll get the perm. And I'll rock it.
So people donate it?
Well, people started talking about different ones, and my wife started to get really upset because she said, you cannot do that. Said you can't do it.
I can't make a bet like that. Like,
no, I can't. I don't want to say. Yeah.
If something happens, I'll shave my beard. Like, I would not do that.
That's an easy thing to do, because it'll grow back.
Nah,
wait, no, I'm trying to say something. I am 54 years old. Can you imagine me with a perm?
Yeah, it'd be fine. How long you got to rock it?
That's the other. My wife said I'd rock it for one day, and then she'd shave it when I was asleep. She said she would drug me and then shave it. And I'm telling you right now, perm hair, Tito, a lot better looking than bald Tito. I'm sure I've got a peated head underneath here.
Would you dye it?
Would I dye it?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe I would. And I get one of the Timmy tracksuits.
The funny part about it is, if you dyed your hair, everybody would know that you dyed your hair.
Yeah. I tried that kind of one time ish.
You tried to dye it?
I used like the just for men, like the Emmett Smith kind of stuff on my hair. Like, it was one of those shampoos you just put in your hair.
Did you like it?
It got a little too fakey. Okay. It looked like Ryan Day's beard on top of my head pretty quick, and it was pretty easy to tell.
Ryan Day's beard is real.
I know. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it kind of had that vibe to it, though. It was clear. Because I knew with the goatee,
yeah.
So you saw my hair color, my goatee. You looked up top and saw Ryan Day's beard,
jet black.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a LeBron like shoe polish, Jalen Rose type look with how dark it was.
Hey, Jalen Rose is you could tell he used that Beijing.
Mm-hmm. All right, coming up next, we'll wrap things up with hashtag Buckeyes. This is the Buckeye Show, 97.1 The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your car. Limit 8. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University, Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, community banking is the lifeblood of the American financial system, building strong, lasting relationships. We're just better able to help guide you down life's road. Flexibility is paramount to success. Community banking is alive and well in the Heartland.
I'm Scott McComb. Come on over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. You know what the slogan is at the Good Feet store? Good feet, good life. Friends have asked me, how are my personally fit arch supports different from the inserts and insoles they can buy online or in department stores? There are big differences. My Good Feet arch supports are designed to provide me firm yet flexible function. What does that do? They actually help correct poor foot biomechanics, which leads to providing me long-term pain relief. I was also the guy who thought, well, if I buy good shoes, my feet won't hurt. It wasn't a bad thought. A lot of people think shoes are always the problem, when in reality, it's often the foot that goes into the shoe that's the real source of discomfort. When I got my personally fit Good Feet arch supports, my feet felt stabilized. The pain and discomfort went away. For more than 30 years, the Good Feet store has helped thousands of people just like me discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City or Polaris Parkway. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. Hashtag Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Here comes Tyvus. Told you I should open my big mouth. Coach K. Guy I know, not that Coach K. I know Bodie's eyes got real big there. It's a different Coach K. So he would donate $500 to charity of my choice if I got a jet black perm.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't cost that much more than that, do it? What's a perm cost?
My uncle's a barber. He'll do it cheap for you.
$500.
Bodie, Tyvus has gotten a lot older since I first met him. The reason I know that is
all gotten older.
Well, no, he's got a lot older. He's aged. He's aged
Aging like a
exponentially.
dog.
Yes. In the break, he just told me he thinks if he was on first base at a Major League Baseball game, he could steal second. Now,
I'm very confident in this.
You could have just stopped at the confident word, Tyvis. You are a confident man in life.
No,
I respect it.
Bodie, listen.
This is the same man, Tito, who I think it was maybe last night or Tuesday night, but nevertheless, at some point in the last couple nights, we got into the whole one gorilla versus 100 men discussion.
Right.
And Timmy asked Tyvis, how many Tyvis pals would it take to guard Jeremiah Smith? Tyvis said one.
That's easy. One. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's so humorous.
Are you talking about
this.
current Tyvis or then Tyvis?
You're talking about now.
Right now, you can guard Jeremiah Smith.
One is all it takes.
Okay, listen, we could make this happen. We tried to get you to run against Devere, and I'm not going to say one of you guys didn't embrace it. Let's just put it that way. I'm not sure who did embrace it more, but we wanted to get you and Devere out there playing one-on-one, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen.
You know, this is what I think. This is what I think. I think a lot of people think because of my bouncing around in the NFL. See, they're under the impression that I wasn't good. And
you were.
That's not the case. That wasn't the case.
Yes, I think
you were very good.
Were is the word that we're kind of looking at.
What do you think? It's like riding a bike. Okay?
I don't
think it's like riding a bike.
I don't
kick, lockout.
I don't think guarding
technique. You ever watch SpongeBob when he tried to blow bubbles? When Squidward tried to blow bubbles?
That's probably
a fair comparison.
Technique. That's probably a fair
You gotta
comparison.
stop. You gotta spin around, bring it around town. That's what I.
Okay,
that's me.
you know what? You saying that it just clicked in my
The
head.
fact, SpongeBob, you're right. Now it makes perfect sense.
Yes.
I have the technique.
Tyvis.
It's above show. It's like LeBron. Like you're 40.
Like LeBron.
You're 40, but like you understand like the ins and outs of basketball. I understand the ins and outs
retiring,
of
he
football.
said.
He ain't retired.
Maybe. He said he's got to think about it.
I just want to make sure I understand this.
He does. That's true.
Look, we've seen LeBron shirtless recently. The man is jacked. I'm asking you. No, I'm not saying you're. I'm asking you. Do you think you are
225 yesterday? I was like, change.
You did it once. Are you anywhere near what LeBron looks like without your sweatshirt and everything on? Take it off right now in front of the camera. Okay. I'm just saying.
I'm fine.
Okay, no, I'm just saying. No, look,
I still got my pecs.
Okay. Pecs don't steal bases.
I still got a pack on top of the gut.
How many pack do you have?
It's like two.
Okay, you got a 2-pack, not a 6-pack.
Correct.
You got a tie pack.
That's fine. Some people don't have that.
Panman wants to know, can Tyvis still run the same 40 like when he was younger? That'll determine if he can steal second.
To your knowledge, yes.
That's what I'm at. See, Tyvis, now we're getting to the truth on this.
Listen.
No, you know what?
To Panda Man, you know what I got? I got next man speed. You know what that is? I'm only faster than the person that I'm racing.
I got people saying absolutely love Tyvis, but he ain't locking down JJ.
Okay.
I'm just saying we could make that happen. We could make that happen.
I got it. Let me get my.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this: if we could set it up, would you go out there and do it with the cameras there, with us out there shooting video for the fan? If we could get a couple of plays, you guarding Jeremiah Smith, would you do it?
Absolutely.
You would do it.
Yes. Okay. Because y'all gonna be like,
this is recording, right?
Y'all gonna be like, oh my goodness, boy, you still got it. That's what they gonna say. He still got it. That's what.
Okay.
And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that tape and I'm gonna ship it to the league.
Okay.
We're going to put it to the scouts out there.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give you my hashtag Buckeye now before this gets any more off the rails. Bill Bender, friend of the fan, friend of the program, at Bill Bender 92. He was putting out a tweet about Big Tasty Caleb Fyock. Do you know who Big Tasty Caleb Fyock is?
Yeah, he plays on the lacrosse team.
He's on the lacrosse team. He is 6'2", 287-pound sophomore.
Seen that goalie?
He's a goalie.
Ha. Today, I know my Buckeyes.
He is 6'2" and a Tyvis-esque 287 pounds. And he had 14 saves today. The number 5 Ohio State men's lacrosse team defeated Rutgers 11-7 in a game today in the Big Ten tournament semifinal that took place in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Buckeyes are now 13-2, 4-1. They're going to play for the championship on Saturday, May 3rd at Lacrosse Stadium. I think the game will be on the Big Ten Network, by the way. You won't be out there, but the game will be on the Big Ten Network,
They should have had me out there.
They should have. I think that'd be great for you.
Let me do sideline reports.
You couldn't do that.
Why couldn't I?
You don't know anything about lacrosse.
So you got to know the game to be out there?
I guess you don't have to. I guess they wouldn't ask it. If you were applying for that job, they would never ask you, do you know anything about lacrosse? They just say, you okay on the sideline? Yeah. Okay, you got the job.
I would ask the questions that the people want to know.
Have you guys seen the Chance the Rapper doing the hockey sideline interview or reporting on SNL?
So he's not rapping anymore. This is what he's doing?
No, it was just an SNL skit.
No, I haven't seen it.
I didn't see that. No.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to try to recreate it, but that would be Tyvus in the lacrosse scenario.
Perfect.
He basically, at one point, they're like, how's the game going? He's like, they're doing that hockey.
Listen, I could go do hockey. Like, I know the terms.
Ohio State is playing number 2 seed Maryland. Maryland knocked off Penn State today.
They lost to Maryland in the regular season, I believe.
This is amazing. You know this. That's fantastic. I don't.
Who do you think?
You're absolutely right. The last.
I keep my ear to the ground, Tito.
They did meet in the championship game before, and Maryland won that one 10-9. But if Ohio State wins it with their first Big Ten championship title, Maryland's trying to get his 5th, but their first since 2022. I'm impressed you knew all that. I don't think you'd be a sideline reporter for lacrosse. By the way, I don't think they have sideline reporters for lacrosse. I can't believe they do. But you said hockey, but it's lacrosse we were talking about. That's okay.
No, he said he was talking about Chance the Rapper at hockey, and I said I could do hockey.
You've been to one hockey game in your life.
Twice.
You've been to 2, right? I'm sorry. One time in an NHL arena.
Yes.
Okay. And you think you could be you think you could be Jody Shelley on the ice there?
Yeah, I play NHL 25 all the time. So,
Tyvus,
What? You want me to name the position? Center, left wing, left wing, wing.
You brought race into it again. You said right wing. You brought race into it again.
Left defenseman, right defenseman, goalie. Come on now.
You think that qualifies you to be a sideline, to be an on-ice reporter in hockey?
Face off, icing the puck.
Okay, what is icing? What is icing?
That's when they shoot the puck up the ice and nobody's within like 15 feet of the
Okay,
thing.
is it like 15 feet or is it 15 feet?
Like.
Do you know the rule for icing, Bodie?
I do not, to be honest.
I don't either. But I don't either. But I don't think that's right.
Know if I'm wrong.
I don't think that's right. I understand offsides.
Look at you. I know offsides.
Look, when I play NHL, when I used to play it on the Sega and whatnot, I always turned offsides off. And
because you couldn't get
icing off. Turn it off.
Everybody can run.
And I turned off, and I also turned off all the settings on like fatigue and everything because I wanted to play Gretzky the entire game. Never have to do line changes. That was always too confusing in those things.
See, I know all that stuff. I know about the flying V because of the Mighty Ducks. I watched the Mighty Ducks when I was a kid.
I've never seen that one.
You ever seen Miracle, Tyvus?
I seen that too.
Same.
Look at that.
That's a great movie. Tyvus, do you have a hashtag Buckeye?
I do.
Let's hear it quickly then.
All right. So, in all of this jibber jabber about transfer portal, right. We talk about all these good big time recruits, but we don't talk about the essentials, the key pieces that you need to be successful in a college football season. Ohio State got that guy today. They added a long snapper.
Hey, it's important.
It's a very important position, long snapper, because field goals is big. Grant Mills, he is from North Carolina. So we have 2 Tar Heels that decided to leave old Bill and his young girl to come with Ryan Day and the Buckeyes.
I believe a long snapper got drafted this year. Julian Ashby from Vanderbilt got drafted by New England with the 251st pick in the 7th round.
That's such a Mike Vrabel pick.
Julian Ashby. You're right. It's important, though. It's vital. If you get a good one, you got to keep him. You know what I mean? Just keep him all along. I remember there was a kid from Olentangy Liberty, Jake Hale, who went to OU and was great as a long snapper.
If I could go back in time, I'd be a long snapper.
You would be?
No, you wouldn't. There's no pressure.
There's a ton of pressure on that.
Give it to me. What is it?
If you have ask Tony Romo. If there's a bad snap.
That was uncalled for,
Romo.
No, I'm just saying, though. But if you have a bad.
Tony Romo.
If you screw that up, though, Tyvus.
That had nothing to do with the snap, though.
All you have to. You make one mistake in a key moment, you will never live it down.
That's a lie.
No, that's definitely true.
That's absolutely true.
One bad
the pressure
snap,
compared to all the other positions
fine.
might be less. I'll get on board with you there, Tyvus. But
no,
especially on
one
punt.
Goes wrong.
Like you punt on punt, you long snap, you shoot the ball back down there, and you run down the field. Nobody blocks you. You got a wide open shot, and if you don't make the tackle, then who cares? They don't expect you to make the tackle.
The special teams coach might disagree with that.
They don't expect you to make the tackle.
I'm just telling Tyvis.
That's what the gunners are for.
It was strategic of you to bring that up and make that statement as we're getting down to the end of the show. We can't still refute it for a whole segment with you. But look, ask Scott Norwood if people remember one play in his career. I'm just telling you that'll happen to you. All right, Tyvis. It's been a lot of fun.
I appreciate you, Tito.
Not me and you tomorrow. Me and Dane tomorrow. Not Bodie tomorrow either. I think, I don't know who's here. Is Reimer here tomorrow?
I'll be here.
You'll be here? Great, Bodie. I can't wait for that. All right, Abraham next. Thanks so much, folks.
There's nothing Bo Bishop can't do well, except find competent co-hosts. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye meal at BK. For $20, you'll get one juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, one original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ohio State National Champions. Celebrate the 9th National Championship in Ohio State history with an heirloom quality timepiece handcrafted by Oxia Time. Available in a broad range of styles and prices to appeal to that true Buckeye fan. If you want something extra special, check out the limited edition Ryan Day autographed box sets. These exclusive box sets won't be available long. Act fast and get yours before they are gone for good. All watches tell time. These tell the time of your life. Order yours today at AXIAtime.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
What? All the budget has to be used now? And we can use all the media buy?
Javier's marketing firm just got its dream funding.
Okay, ideas. Bobbleheads? No. T-shirt cannon? I seriously need some help here.
He needs to find marketing managers who are worth every dollar.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Sponsoring a job on Indeed gives it a visibility boost so you can hire faster. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.